Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to show some of the makeup I was going to feature in my next YouTube video for another Get Ready With Me, featuring most of these products, but really looking at Mama Pat's, Pat McGrath's Divine Rose Once, and she has a new palette coming out. But here are some of the products I'll be using in my next YouTube upload. It'll be later tonight. So Mama Pat, Pat McGrath, Chantecaille, the new Chanel bronzer, LaMer Duo highlighter, more Pat McGrath, some LaMer and Chanel. Let's see, Pat McGrath lip gloss, Sicily powder, Pat McGrath, my holy grail, concealer, and then Kjaer Weis. I just love, look at that cream. Look how beautiful that is. Hi, welcome. If you want to see me with a Get Ready With Me with Pat McGrath's Original Divine Rose palette, some LaMer, Chanel Beauty, and Kjaer Weis and Nars, keep watching. Would love to hang out with you today. First, we're going to start with the Le Beige Fresh Water Fresh Tint, and I have it in the color Medium Plus. And I really love using this by itself sometimes, or just when I'm feeling a little dehydrated. My skin's a little irritated today, so I wanted to put a hydration layer down. So I'll show you the consistency of that. So it's really hydrating, and then what I'll do is put it on my skin so you can see that sometimes it's a little too much. And then I'm going to use my SoniaG Jumbo Base, and it ends up being a really nice way to just hydrate my face. And I already have my skincare down, and I put that Chantecaille SPF cream on that doubles as a primer. And what this does is just adds on a light layer of hydration. I got this LaMer foundation probably a month ago or 2 months ago in Buff 23A. So it's a beautiful formula. I think LaMer might have had a 30% off a while ago. And so this might be a tad too light because this is more of my winter shade, but it could work. Here, let me put it over here because it's going to be a tad light. You can see because this is my summer shade, but on my inside of my arms, you can see is where more of my winter shade. So it just warms up a little bit. So I'm kind of in between. We're going to go with it. So I'm going to shake this up really well. It does have that classic LaMer scent. So if you're really bothered by perfume, this might not be the foundation for you. I would call it the very classic LaMer scent. I usually am really bothered by fragrance in products. I remember getting a product, Guerlain foundation, which was really beautiful on my face, but it smelled too much like they're a perfume line, so it really smelled perfumey. So I ended up not keeping that foundation and just passing it along. But for me, this is an actual okay smell. So I'm gonna just tap that. I'll move in closer so you can see. And I like to just do sections of my face one at a time, because what happens, I feel like when I put product down and it's all over my face, it starts to dry down pretty quickly. So I'll move in a little bit closer. And it's not really a matte finish, maybe a satin matte finish, medium coverage. This is not full coverage because you can still see my redness and blemishes with it, which is fine. I don't mind. I'll always forget to go light on the forehead because that's where it's kind of lighter. We'll use some bronzer to even that out. Okay, so this side with LaMer foundation, Buff 23A, no foundation, LaMer. So you can see the difference. I was really curious about trying this foundation because think Temptalia, if those of you have not heard of that blog, she does comparisons of makeup and she's the go-to of swatches. She says this is her favorite foundation. And also LaMer, there's some skin product benefits in here, so why not? Why not try it out? So I'm trying to remember to look at my mirror, not the camera, when I'm doing the makeup because I get better application, not through the camera. Okay. So with my red spots, I like to go in again. So that was one pump on this side. Another, like, I think actually the whole face was one pump. One pump for the whole face. So it dries down kind of satiny matte. There's some dewiness on there. And again, my skin was prepped beforehand. So what I'm gonna do is go in a little bit just for my front area, just the spot areas where there's some redness. So I'm gonna go again to here. Just dab gently because when I over blend here, then it lifts up the foundation, for at least for me. So I'm gonna take the rest of that, just a little bit, just dab, dab, dab. Okay, you can't really tell, but I can see it. In real life, you can see more of my pores. And what I end up trying to do, maybe you can see it there. I'll just try to use powder. But through the day, my nose gets oilier. So it does tend, my oily nose tends to lift the foundation a little bit. So if that's something that bothers you, this foundation might not be for you, or that you just prep your nose really well, or wherever I have large pores with some pore filler. And for me, I just like to kind of just even out this area too, even though you guys use concealer. So my base layer is done, where I started with Chanel and then LaMer, and I'm going to move on to my Chanel bronzer. So I got this about 2 weeks ago, still testing it out. It is the new reformulation of the Tan Deep Bronze color. And I never had the first one, so I don't know how it's any different, other than it didn't work for me because it was exactly my skin tone. So here is the deeper tone for Chanel. There's this faint smell, but not anything. LaMer has more of a scent. I don't notice it as much as other products. So I'll do a swatch for you all. So that's the Tan Deep Bronze. So one of the things, it does really lay really beautifully on. I really love this color. What I'm finding challenging on this is that if one over buffs it, it disappears. And I'm still checking to see if it disappears throughout the day. So you can see it starts to blend, and you can start to blend it out, which is great, but then sometimes it can disappear. So some people don't like that. What I'm also watching is, I tend to get whiteheads whenever, so you can see I have a little visitor. This area of my face is really sensitive, so if there is a product that doesn't work for me, I'll start to break out. So it does have coconut oil, is one of the products in this new reformulation. And I'm just kind of watching to make sure if I'm going to break out with this product. So I'll keep you posted. So I'm going to use my SoniaG Classic Base, which I'm finding is great for cream bronzers. So I'll use that. You'll see how it goes on. And I like to pat on. Some people like to do this and buff it in. That doesn't work for me because I find that that motion really lifts the product that I've laid down already. So I just really like to gently just tap on product and slowly build it up. So Chanel bronzer on my right side. No bronzer. Let me put my hair back. No bronzer, bronzer. So you can see how it slowly builds up. So if you're looking for something like with a huge impact, you're not going to get it. If you're fairer than me, it might have a bigger impact. But I think someone who has a deeper skin tone, this is still not going to work for you as well. That's the downside of this product, is that people waited years for them to do a deeper tone and they only came out with this, which is disappointing for a lot of us who want more inclusive beauty. And so, yeah, I'm always curious. I want to try product, and I can like something and still say, you can do better. So you can see I'm like building up. It takes time. You know, for me, bronzer is one of my favorite things to put on, so I don't mind. But what I'm gonna watch for is if it disappears throughout the day. So really beautiful. I would say, so this is kind of more, you know, this is luxury beauty. I'm gonna say that if you want to splurge, go ahead and try it out. If you have a deeper skin tone, this is probably not gonna work for you. What I would feel comfortable recommending, and I'll show you in a minute, is the Danessa Myricks contour balms and cream bronzers, which I'm like really love. But so I've been trying this out to give it a fair shake. So let me show you the Danessa Myricks just for comparison. Okay, for some reason I cannot find my Danessa Myricks cream bronzer, but I was able to find her contour. So I've been kind of using both of these as a contour cream bronzer. So you can see it's much deeper. Let me do a comparison. So Chanel Tan Deep Bronze, and this is the Danessa Myricks cream contour, and that is in medium 2. So when I want really something really just really carved out, this is a beautiful product. And it doesn't disappear on me. So this is the Chanel 1 swatch, 2 swatch, and then this is the Danessa Myricks Balm Contour. You can see it's really creamy. Reminds me a little bit of the Tom Ford $88 one, but this was not $88. So that's more brown. So you can see it's pretty creamy. It feels a little bit tackier, but not in a bad way. So I hope that helps. And if I find through all my stuff, my actual Danessa Myricks cream bronzer, I will do a comparison at the end. But you can see this one pulls a more of a, I don't know, pulls warmer on me. This has a little more red on it. That's the Chanel Danessa Myricks medium 2. Okay. This is the Kjaer Weis cream blushes. And I forget the colors off the top of my head. Oh, they're at the back of the pan. So this is Sun Touched right here. And okay, Sun Touched and Above and Beyond. But let me swatch these for you. So again, these are Kjaer Weis Sun Touched, this one here. Really beautiful product. Sun Touched and Above and Beyond. Is that Above and Beyond? Ooh, gets a little messy for me because I'm a little sloppy. Above and Beyond. So really beautiful. I'm not too big of a fan of cream products. I think it's been like the year or two of cream products all around, but I'm always curious to try them. For me, I've tried probably a couple cream products. The one I'm still wanting to try is Clé de Peau, but Kjaer Weis has been the one that has beautiful colors for me that I like, and also it lasts. So what I find with the downside of cream products generally is that they wear down. And so for me, I have oily skin. So what happens, it just ends up lifting through the day and just disappears. But I don't find that for Kjaer Weis. Really beautiful, blends out. if you've tried that product, let me know if there's ones I'm missing. I'm using my mini base from SoniaG, just cleaning it off now. And what I like to do is use the darker color first. So you can see it comes out pretty pigmented, and I start up here because it's a brighter color. And you can see from the Chanel bronzer that I use, it pulls a little red on me already. So I really didn't need to put blush, but why not? So look how beautiful that is. And put that back there. Okay, I'm wiping off my brush again. And then I go into this one. And then I do it in the front here. And for a while, this was the only blush that I was using. If there was one blush that I was using towards the end of 2020 into early 21, this was it. And I had to hide her away because I was using it. But so I'm just really happy to take her out again and use her because she's such a beautiful product. Kjaer Weis. What do you think? So bronzer and blush are done. I wanted to go in to what I'm finding is my favorite highlighter. So I don't know if you can get this anymore. It's the LaMer, what is it called? LaMer Glow Highlighter Duo Illuminator. So beautiful packaging. Matches my my dress actually. And that's not the reason why I love it. There's something about this formula. I think it's because they have a cream base and then this over here, I'll do a swatch of it. So this is cream, which I lay down. It holds the product more. And this is the dry shimmer on top. So beautiful packaging. If you can find this, I'd highly recommend it. But let me do a swatch for you so you can see. So here's the cream. Okay. And then I'll swatch this. And then together, I'll do it separately. So that's the cream base. That is the powder. And when you combine the two, here, I don't mess this up, which is the cream. So cream base, and again, the powder, and let me put it on here. Just, the product just lays really beautifully, and it stays. I am not one that likes highlighty, beamy, blingy, glittery highlight. I like natural as highlighter can be, but it just lays down more naturally into my skin tone and it doesn't emphasize my texture. So for me, this was a winner. And so I'll put this on with probably a SoniaG brush. So I'm gonna put this LaMer highlighter on. I'm going to lay down the cream first. And this is the first time I'm using these brushes, so we'll see with this product. Soft concealer, and I'm gonna use that to lay down some product. And what it does, it just lays down a nice emollient base for the highlighter to sit on. So I'm not gonna combine brushes, I'm gonna use a different brush now. And I'm going to use the Lotus brush Detail because it is angled. So let me wipe that off and just see if you can see some of that highlight. So I'm filming in natural light. It's not going to be super blingy, but maybe you can see the difference. Okay, I'm going to go on this side. Again, with the cream first. Buff it in. Let that sit for a second. Can you see that base there? Yep. And then flip it over for that. Just lay that down. I just finished my eyebrows off camera. I just didn't know if that was something you all are interested in seeing. So Jones Road is a clean beauty brand. I love this eyebrow pencil. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is start doing the eyes. Okay, so I prepped my eyelids with the Hourglass primer, and I'm going to try using this Pat McGrath palette. And I know that some people like to lay down the product immediately after they prime, just so they get more grip. I just find that it's harder for me to do that. So what I like to do, at least with Pat McGrath, because it's so pigmented, and that's great because then people get a really, you know, amped up pigment payoff when they're using Pat McGrath. For me, I find it really hard to blend unless I powder down my primer when using Pat McGrath. So just tap that down. And let's see. What do we want? I haven't used this palette in a while. So here she is. I think I might go into her first. And she's such a pretty shade. So we're gonna use the worker brush. Ooh, that's really pigmented. I think it's too much. Yeah, that's too pigmented. Let me just pat that down. So I haven't used Mama Pat in a while. And she has a new palette coming out. So part of me wanting to use this is because I'm trying to not have FOMO and buy palettes just because everyone else is buying them. I'm trying to use what I have. Because although I love Mama Pat, I don't love all her palettes, and that's okay. And that's just me. I'm not one of those people that has to have every single one. And some are collectors, and that's cool. For me, I want to not expand too much of my collection. Everything should be used. If I don't use something, then I either usually just pass it on to a friend or give it to my sister or my niece who's now into makeup. So if I find that I'm not using a palette anymore or makeup, I just see who might want it or like it and just pass it on. Because it's makeup for me. I don't need to hoard it. Makeup should be used and loved. And that's the fun part of it. So I'm just laying this down as it's a base color. This is really pretty. I just might keep this simple today. Look at that. So what's so wonderful about Pat McGrath palettes is that her shadows, in my opinion, bar none, are the best. It's Natasha Denona, I love hers too, but I find that even with the mattes, Natasha Denona's mattes, I have to work with those a little bit. Whereas Mama Pat, I don't think I've ever done a bad look with hers. So that's all over my eyelids, that shade. And I don't have the card, but here it is. And I swatched it for you. So that's this really beautiful mauve. Kind of matches the dress I have. So all over, and I might deepen it up after I lay down more. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. So I'm going to swatch this, and then this, and this, just to see what inspires me to use next. So it is daytime. I think I need this to deepen up the corner. Okay, so that was, I think, that one. So let me grab a brush. Okay, I had to get some more brushes. I'm gonna show you really quick how I store my brushes. I've been using these dice holders. So, you know, when people are gambling, they put the dice here and then they knock it over. Anyone watch any Hong Kong Asian movies, God of Gamblers, they use these in that movie, and they, you know, in the casino, that's how they roll the dice. So I just got these because I want my handles of my brushes protected. So it has this kind of like faux velvet inside. So I just bought a bunch of these. Sometimes I like to separate it. Use a rubber band. It doesn't look as nice, but I just like to separate it by brand too. So here are some of my brushes. I just might, if anyone has any ideas how to separate it, but I mean, I just might take that rubber band out because it looks ugly. But yeah, so far this has been working for me. Let me grab, what am I going to use? Because her pigments pick up a lot of products, I think I'm going to grab, here, where is that one I'm looking for? She's like one of my favorite brushes and I can't find her. It's in the Sky Set SoniaG. Haha, I found you. Mini Booster. I might end up getting, I forget if they sell these individually. This is like my most loved brushes just because it can get into the crease. You can see I put it eyelid, so it gets in there, no product. I just want to show you how it looks. So I'm going to dip into this. Try not to look in the camera, but my mirror. It just deepens up the corner a little bit. So this is shimmery, and that's okay. Makeup doesn't have rules. It's whatever works for you. I do wish I put my hair back though. Okay, it's not showing up on camera so much, but it is deepening crease a little bit. Okay, so if I want a little more, Mom Pat usually has like a really deep matte, and you don't have to go in a lot for that. So I just like to pack it on the corners. And so if you have hooded eyelids like mine, I have some space there, right? But it is hooded. So what we're trying to do is kind of extend any sort of crease we have. Fake it till we make it. That's really the name of the game. So you can see it made more of a crease there, darken up the corners. So just kind of dab, 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 then start to blend out. Sometimes it's better just to take it to, and then do this. You could take another brush, but you know, I'm using what I have here. And I have a question for you. When you're doing your makeup, do you usually have one eye that's easier than the other? Because this is my problem eye. This is usually my better one. So I put a little too much, so it's dark, right? So what I wanted to do, I just took my, I'll put this down, this is heavy. The Wayne Goss Squirrel hairbrush, I can't remember, 03. And I want to use that just, it's clean, I just want to use that to buff out the product. And you can use any fluffy brush, clean brush to buff out your product. Blend, blend, blend. I just like squirrel hair because it's really gentle on the eyes. See, it's a little smoky there. Pretty. Okay. So I love that I'm falling in love with this palette again because it hasn't been used very much. So what I'm going to do is swatch some of the special shades. Clean my hands. So let's do this. 1, 2, and her 4 shades at the end of her 10 pan palettes are the special shades. So I'm just having a moment if I swatch the right ones. Okay, so I'm going to Blitz Astral Shades, I think that's what they're called. So there's a shift there. It's more glittery. That's more of a gold. And yeah, there's a shift on there. Oh, pretty. I think I might end up putting this on my lids. It has a yellow shift to it. Or should I go for that? Hard choices. I think I might go for this one. So I picked this shade to put on my mobile lid, and I'm gonna swatch it again so you know which one I used. That one has like this pink gold shift. I'm going to use my Rephr 02 to clean it as much as I can. I love the rougher brushes and that they're workhorses. And they're great in laying down color. So let me show you how it lays down color. Like that. I mean, I think your fingers are always better with Pat McGrath. Look at that. Okay, we're gonna lay it down, then maybe use my finger. Okay. Just patting it on. I don't drag it too much. Just kind of doing this because I want impact. Okay. Pretty. What I might do is use my finger to layer it more. Yep. Pack it on for impact. And I think, what am I gonna do? I might use my finger, this shade, right here, as a topper. So it's a glitter topper. I might just pat it on, right? You can see it doesn't need a lot. So just gonna use that right in the center. Pretty. And the thing with Mama Pat's palettes is that sometimes there's fallout, and I think it's just to remember sometimes a little goes a long way. So it just kind of pops the center. What I'm gonna do is build up more of this crease. And then buff it out again. What's great about squirrel hair is that it's really, really light. So it won't buff away the product, but it'll just blend it in, if that makes sense. Okay, we're gonna do the inner corner eye. Okay, before we do the inner corner highlight, I went ahead and curled my eyelashes. And then I really love this Chanel Stylo Yeux Waterproof eyeliner. And I think it might be limited edition. It's in the color Psyche 959. Check out their website to see if they have it, or Macy's. But I love brown burgundies just because it just looks really beautiful. I'm always looking for the perfect chocolatey brown, but burgundies look really, really lovely on olive warm skin tones. So I'm going to attempt to do my eyeliner with you all watching. So what I love about the Chanel eyeliners is that they're pretty creamy, but I have oily eyelids, so they don't migrate or fall to the bottom of my eyelashes at the end of the day. And also I have a lot of lines up there. So yeah, just building that up. Let's see if I can do this eye. And I ended up switching more to, to pencils in the past year and a half. After years of using liquid eyeliner. So that's Psyche, again, this beautiful burgundy color. I'm gonna see if I can smudge it out. Okay, I have my Wayne Goss eyeliner pencil. Just gonna smudge it a little bit. And when it's smudged, it's a little bit more forgiving. I can also make more of a subtle wing. See that? And when you smudge out your eyeliner, just any imperfections you have, either laying it down or lines that you have on the top of your lids, is just cover it up a little bit. And that's also why I kind of switched over to using more pencil versus liquid. Liquid is just not as forgiving if you make a mistake. I make a mistake, it's not as forgiving. And then, you know, then my whole eye look is ruined. And then you have to start over. Okay, just exaggerating the line more. And I like to connect the bottom if possible. Smudge that out a little bit. Okay, and then I forgot to connect a little bit of the eyeshadow down there. Okay, I'm gonna do some of the eyeshadow down here to connect the look. I love this Builder 1 from SoniaG. This is probably one of the first ones that she came out with, right? It's like a thicker handle, but I just find that it's got this tapered tip that it's great to just, and this has no product, it's great to just get down here. So I'm gonna take some of that shade we started with, which was this, tap it a little bit here so there's not too much product. Oop, a little too much there, so I made a mistake there. I'll fix it in a second. Okay. Wipe off my brush here and smudge it a little bit. Okay, so how am I gonna fix that? Let me see if I can. Oh, what's the other trick? Take my foundation brush. That's okay because I haven't done my concealer yet. Okay, so what we're gonna do is the inner, this is also a great product, the Wayne Goss 05. Let's see if I can use some of this color here. Opens up the eye a little bit. See if I can take some of this, which I put on the top, and see if I can put it here. Just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm gonna take, I like this pen. Oh, here it is. I haven't found a replacement for this for a different brush, but this is a smudge, Sephora smudge brush. I don't even know if they sell this anymore, but it's, for me, it's like the perfect size for the inner corner highlight. And I'm taking that special shade that has that shift. Where is it? Right here. Right. It's got this like pinky, purpley, white inner shift. So let's try that. So fun. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. It's so fun. And that is the magic of Mama Pat. Probably there's a bunch of independent companies that are just as fantastic as Mama Pat, but I don't know. Here's the thing. There's a reason she was, what is it they call, bequeathed, given the name Dame Mother Pat by the Queen. So she's a dame, and I think she's like the first woman to, for men it's knighted, for women it's damed. So Dame Mother Pat by the Queen of England, and she has that in her title, and so there's a reason why she has that. Okay, I'm gonna take my rougher 03 and use this, tap some off for up here. That could have been inner corner highlight too. Okay. Okay, that's it. Divine Rose 1, beautiful packaging. I don't know even if they make this available anymore, but I just love it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I curl my eyelashes before, but I'm gonna curl them again and put mascara on. Okay, so I'm gonna do my mascara, and that's usually Chantecaille is my base usually. Let's see how this works. And it just lays down the peptide layer for growth and strengthening, which I need. I like to use as natural products as possible. And then my favorite for my bottom eyelashes is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. So because it's so small, it has a really, it gets the small eyelashes. And for the top, because I want it to extend a little bit, I'm using the Pat McGrath Dark Star Mascara. And I know some people didn't like this mascara. I love it. It's just for the extra glam. It's just, I think it just kicks up the look. And since we're doing Pat McGrath, why not? And I would say there's a sweet spot of timing to put this on after Chantecaille. Like, you don't want to wait too long because then it hardens. I've used Chantecaille first and then Gucci mascara, which I loved, was a match made in heaven. But we were getting on the 3-month mark for Gucci, so she had to go. That was my second mascara repurchase, and I think I would repurchase that again. But I do love, look at that. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera. So I'd say definitely say volumizing, right? So if I work really hard on my lashes and strengthening them and lengthening them, I don't really feel the need to wear fake eyelashes. All right, and we're done with the eyes. Let's see, oh, concealer. Okay, so since we're using a lot of Pat McGrath today, we will use her concealer. I have 2 colors for her, LM14 and 11. I can't find the 11. The 11 was the first one I bought. It was way too light, but it's great in winter, but I now use it as brightening. LM14 is probably like my true concealer shade. Put that there. And for this, I do have dark circles, and I, usually put a corrector down, but I'm gonna do one eye at a time. Her concealer is no joke. I mean, if you have dark circles under your eyes, that's the one to use. I have the Clé de Peau stick, which people also say is great. I still find that really drying. If I use that, I have to really prep my under eye really well. And here's what I also found out about that Clé de Peau. Yes, it works well, but if I get it too close to here, I react to something in it and it gives me whiteheads. I think it's too emollient. Let's see that. So that was just Pat McGrath. Do you see that? Just lifts everything. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye. And then I'm gonna set it. So some there. And you don't need a lot. Please don't use a lot, because then you'll be like, oh my God. So I'm using the SoniaG concealer. There's like 2 concealer brushes in the Fusion set. I am loving this set. A lot of my brushes, my face brushes, have gone to the wayside getting this Fusion set. So if you're hesitating on that, just get at least one of them, if not 2, or save up to get this set, because it's the real deal. I don't know any other brush set that's going to be a cream set. Just look at the quality of that. Just, this is Mama Pat. Look at that. I got probably 5-6 hours of sleep last night. It doesn't even look like it. Mama Pat LM14. This is the SoniaG Jumbo Concealer. It's the perfect concealer brush. Love it. And you know what? I don't think I'm gonna powder. I'm gonna see how that wears throughout the day. All right, who am I kidding? I'm gonna set it because I remember I have my favorite under eye setting powder, which is I've hit pan on very few products, and this is one I'm gonna hit pan on. So this is her under eye brightening powder. I'm in medium. I think when I hit pan on this and it starts to crumble, I'll probably get the banana one. I'm curious to see how that's gonna turn on my skin tone, if it's gonna work really well. And for my under eye, this is my combo, Holy Grail combo, Pat McGrath or Sisley. Then this, tap off excess, because you don't need a lot. And then the Wayne Goss Squirrel Brush. And you don't need a lot, just gently putting product down, because if you put too much product, then it starts to crease. And I actually tap a little bit. This is Mama Pat's products, just how wonderful it is. So because it's a medium, I can use this also on my, all over my face. So I'm just gonna chill out my nose a little bit and my smile lines. Magic of Mama Pat. This is my go-to, Nars Tolède. This is the only Nars lipstick I own, but I own it because I love this color. Look at that. Okay, we're gonna try that. For me, this is like the perfect pink. Nude. If I don't know what to wear for lipstick, I'll just grab this. It looks great with anything. I don't really want to fuss with a lip liner. I think it looks fine without a lip liner. I might whack on some lip gloss though. So I'm gonna pick the Aphrodisiac. Oh, maybe you know what I'll do? I'm gonna use that in the middle. So we'll dab some of this on. Okay, that's really beautiful. Aphrodisiac, which is this one. And what I'm gonna do is like try to put Pale Fire Nectar in the middle. I don't know, it might not make a difference, but why not? Okay. Okay, what fun. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, just really matching my outfit. Let me know what you think. Have any questions about it? Let me get really close on the look. I don't know if the highlighter is showing up. One thing I wanted to ask you is, are you planning on getting the new Pat McGrath Mothership palette? Sound down below. Let me know. Why are you going to get it, or why are you not going to get it? I'm just curious. So yeah, let me know if you like this look. Comment down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below. And then I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye. Have a wonderful day.